Okay, let's show a little bit of Power BI on the iPhone. There's an app, Power BI. Touch on that. I'm already logged on, but if I were not, I could just log in just like I would on desktop. You can see at the top I have dashboards and reports. The reports, just like on the desktop, are available. I'm not going to show those. They're a little bit clunky on the phone. I'll show those a little bit more on the iPad. If I touch my hash marks here, I can get to my additional menu options. I'm under my workspace right now, which is where I do everything. So I can see my dashboards, my reports. I'm going to go into my course material dashboard that we just looked at on the desktop. So everything loads right up. You can see all of the visuals that we just looked at on the desktop. If I turn to landscape mode, it formats just like you would see it on the desktop. In portrait mode, everything zooms in a little bit closer. I can touch on a visual, and I can interact a little bit. So as I scrub through these, you can see the numbers up here updating, giving me information about each line. Same thing here as I scrub through. Each day updates at the top and gives me each year's sales. Now from these reports, there's a share button. I can share. I have editing tools at the bottom. Hit my share button. I can text that. You can email all your typical sharing options, so that puts this image into an email, and I could send it to a colleague. Also, in this view, I can jump directly over to the report by hitting this button here. And then there's a bell here for alerts. I'll show you alerts in just a second. They only work on certain visuals and not this one. If I jump into this one, I can touch and spin this chart to get additional information. So that gives me a little more information than is available even on the desktop app. This map app allows me to zoom right in. So if I want to see exactly where my sales for textbooks are going in the St. Louis area, I can do that here. If I show my location, it'll show me exactly where I'm sitting as well. The big dot there next to me would be in-store pickup orders. So when we look at the apps, we're talking about interactive apps more so than on the desktop. So let's scroll back up and look at this tile here, the 71,000 I mentioned on the desktop side as being something I'll get back to. This is a tile where you can set up notifications. So if I tap on that, there's nothing too sexy going on here, but if I hit my bell at the top right, it allows me to set rules that where I can receive notifications. So right now I have one set for if my sales go over 71.59 thousand, then I should get an alert. If it went below a certain dollar amount, I could get an alert. I could set this as budget, previous year, whatever I would like. These are the two visuals that I showed on the desktop that were created in-house from our Pony Express system. As you can see on the dial, it is updating real time. If I jump over to reports very quickly, these all show up in landscape mode, and they are the full reports, available just like on your desktop. I can zoom, I can touch on an individual item to filter, and it updates the rest of the report. So that is BI on the phone. I also have the ability with these dots here to sync with Apple Watch. So as you can see here, course materials are synced with Apple Watch. And if I pull up my watch, down here at the bottom, you can see store 71K. So there's my textbook sales for the store. I can touch on it and see exactly what I'm looking at. 71.47K, store 1 text sales for March. So that is what's available with BI on the iPhone and the Apple Watch.